There are a number of gateways to accessing pure awareness, a number of portals to accessing our fundamental nature. And they all involved going beyond the mind. So we can't use mind to access reality. It's impossible. The mind can't know reality. So I guess the first step is to let go of trying to do that, of trying to understand it with the mind, because the mind is limited and will not be able to do it. And so we let that go and we realize we've got to find a different way to access what we are. And so one way we can do that is to notice that the mind is talking and the mind can't know awareness. That's already happening. The mind's talking away. But the reason why you notice that the mind is talking is because there is witnessing to that. You can feel that there is some type of witness, some type of awareness, some type of perception that there is the thoughts going on, that's how you know that thinking is happening. There is a witnessing that is happening. And if we understand that that's what awareness is the witnessing of the content. So in this instance, it's the witnessing of the mind, of the thoughts. And so we can start to just relax. First of all, understand. Okay, so I can't know it with the mind and these thoughts that are happening, but I can notice that there is a witnessing that is happening. So it's a bit of a shift in perspective. So we can't understand it and we don't try to understand it. And instead we relax energetically. Can I just relax into this position, we could call it, of witnessing? Is there a way that with very light attention, what's sometimes called effortless effort, that I can just rest gently in this position of being the witness to the content of the mind, rather than being caught up in the content itself? And then we are in the position of awareness. We are in our being. So that is one nice way to access awareness, is to become the witnessing, the awareness of the thoughts or any other content, emotions, sensations, pain. There is a witnessing. That's what's consistent. Doesn't matter what the content is, what's consistent is there's always awareness of it. That's how we know that it's there. And so it's resting in that position, the awareness position, the witnessing position of the content. And we get used to this, we get a feel for it. And we have to sort of intuit it. But we do remember, so just on some level, we just have some trust that we remember how to do this. And we rest in the witnessing position. So that's one portal or gateway to accessing awareness, shifting into the awareness position. We can also do it by noticing in the body a felt sense. So actually feeling into the body, because again, it's not for the mind, of presence, of existence. So this can feel like an energy, an aliveness. It can feel like a sense of I am here, I exist, I am, sometimes called I am. And so we actually feel this. So can we feel this in the body, this sense of existence itself? And then we just feel our way to it. And so if you're able to understand what I'm saying and experience it for yourself, feel your way to it yourself, this is a very direct way to land in presence, to land in awareness that's in the body. And this is extremely beneficial for progress, for awakening. And so we can just feel our way straight there. I can just feel, I don't understand it, but I can feel that there is a sense of existence here. And then we just rest our attention lightly on it and we just stay there. That's where we stay for meditation. That's where we come back to during the day when we remember. That's the awareness position in the body, felt or sometimes called presence. So that is another gateway to awareness. Another gateway is to notice, because awareness has a lot of different attributes. There's a lot of different facets to it. And we can use any one of these to access it. And it will present differently to us at different times. And so each portal or gateway will make sense to us, a different one at each time. So I'll try and explain a bit more what I mean. So far we've talked about presence. So that's the felt sense of awareness. That's one gateway. But another one could be the silence of awareness. So there is a silence there that includes all sounds, but is very silent. It is mystically silent. It doesn't make sense. It's something that can only be experienced. It's not logical, but we can get a sense of this silence that is part of our true nature, part of awareness. And so for many people, this is an excellent gateway to noticing the silence that's here, even amongst all the noise, and accessing awareness that way, and then just resting as the silence. Another example would be the stillness of our true nature. So it feels unmoving. It feels like it's never changed. It's always been the same. And that even though there's movement here, there's thinking, there's breathing, there's something that is unmoving. And so it's accessing the unmoving part of ourselves, which is also another facet of awareness. Another example would be to notice the vastness or spaciousness, or the space of awareness. It can feel like emptiness is one way we can experience it. It can feel endless, boundless. There's no boundaries to it. It can feel infinite and just very spacious, very vast, and never ending. And so we can access it in that way, if that's what feels right for us at the time, and then rest in the awareness position through that gateway. And we can notice senses, and again, going beyond the mind and into the senses. I particularly like listening, but feeling also works well, where we just really land, we just try to land as completely as we can, just into listening. And we don't try to understand what it is we're doing. It's not for the mind. We just become pure listening. And then we're in the awareness position. And so this is quite a pleasurable practice to do, the listening one. And it's also helpful for people that have a very busy mind. It can be a great way to bypass a busy mind. And so if you're feeling quite stressed out, and I would suggest try this one first. And that is to just be in the position of listening. And we don't want to label what we're hearing. This is not for the mind. There's just listening. Can we notice that listening is already happening? And that can be another really excellent gateway to awareness.